We're live.
I am
Oh,
so annoyed right now.
everything breaks.
We literally did like 2 test runs really quick to make sure because a lot of things are breaking right now. Because beginning of the year, school year, why wouldn't it break? And it went just fine in the pre-show, and then it breaks.
Yeah,
So
it happens.
Hello, thanks for the follow,
What's
Mr.
up?
Bepic. I'm sorry, I should have let you said that because you
Bepic?
are the coach.
No,
Antor.
this is good.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Hi, Antor. How's it going?
I'm great. How are you?
Oh, it's been the start of the year, so there's a lot of stuff going on. Pretty busy. Great way to get people's attention. Yeah, just I hope you didn't have epilepsy.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's start of year is always great. I mean, I worked the entire summer. We had 2 months where I saw the same 3-4 kids every day at work, and now that I'm back to seeing about and talking about 100, 150 kids a day, I am both losing my voice and also having a great time. So happy to be back. Really enjoyed the environment. As you can see, we've got to look outside of campus. I'm sure one of the cameras will get it. I don't know if it's Antor's or if you're gonna just try and spin it. Yeah, so we have a quick look outside. This is like the main entrance to
Nice.
campus, so we always see people walking in and out, going to the classes. So it's good to like see people on campus again because Big Rapids is not a big town by any means, and having 10,000 people missing, it makes for kind of a ghost town. So I'm enjoying having the kids back and the stress of everyday esports life right now. So. How is your start of the semester? This is year 2 of teaching?
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is
you
year
do.
2. I'm looking at chat. Visual delay. Who's going to tell them there's an audio delay? We're having issues on campus with internet, and it's affecting
Literally everything.
everything, including our entire video switcher system. So bear with us. We're waiting for IT to answer our email, but also like figure out their stuff, and then they'll give us some attention. It's good now. All right, cool. Nice. Ish. Yeah, well, I'm okay with an ish. Yeah, no, it's good. Year 2, fall semester. Everyone's back. I'm back.
You
Teaching
sound
some
super
classes.
enthusiastic.
I'm enthusiastic. I'm slightly overwhelmed, but it's just all part of the thing.
So what classes are you teaching this semester then? Just
There
quick.
are 6 of them. So,
Okay.
intro to esports, esports event management, esports coaching, culture and diversity of gaming, capstone, live stream interface design.
Well,
That's all
congratulations,
6.
you passed your first quiz.
That was it.
On the spot quiz. You get an A for the day. But yeah, no, that sounds fun.
It's a lot.
Taking 15 grad school classes.
15.
Yeah, I'm trying to finish this
Right
semester.
now,
Yes,
15?
Yes. It's
Classes?
Yes, 5 classes.
Oh, 5 classes. Oh, 15 credit hours.
Credits, yeah.
Got
No, 15
Oh,
classes.
that's still a
sorry.
lot. I was like, wait, I don't even think that's possible.
No,
but-
no.
No,
Yeah,
that's a
so-
lot.
So on top of running helping run the program, I can't say run the program right now because that job is currently still posted.
It is.
Yeah, so it's I'm looking forward to going to sleep one day and waking up and the semester being over. I was always told never to wish your life away, but some days I wish would end faster than others. So yeah, no, it's good to be back. I have officially logged into my first day of classes today.
Nice.
I know I'm a day behind, but
Nice.
it's all education grad school classes. So
Nice.
I see you updating the show sheet.
Yeah, because I want to talk about that.
It's a rather small show sheet for today because it is the start of the year.
is.
Leagues haven't really started. Everyone's kind of hunkering down. When we get all of our students, everyone's like, I got to do so much paperwork. I got to do so much paperwork to get everyone signed up, get the leagues, get the budgets, everything else going. Hiring student workers, which we still haven't done, which at the moment I'm sitting in the arena with one of 4 logins for all of 30 of our PCs and logging people in. And, we're open from 4 to midnight, but I get here at like 9. So 9 to midnight every day. And, yeah, a little busy. Little busy.
Yeah.
But it'll get better once everyone starts kicking into gear and, kids come back.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So first thing on the list, I think people need to start making some drama so we got something to talk about.
Right.
But as people are kind of busy with the whole paperwork and admin stuff and getting students moved in, there's not a whole lot to talk about. But first thing, just announced last night, the Esports Fitness Challenge. Check my Twitter because I retweeted it. But someone started a esports challenge on this app. I don't know. It's free. And I was like, oh, this is going to be fun. So I downloaded it and logged my workouts from last night and today. And we're sitting pretty right now. I am the #1 points getter in this esports challenge because I ran 5 miles today and then walked 3 miles after that. And so now Ferris State is currently, let's look at the ratings. Oh, we got pushed down. We're number 6.
Okay.
Esports and Coffee is number 1, then Shenandoah, then Syracuse. But I am the #1 on the individual rankings. So trying to pull Ferris State, trying to carry the team.
This is literally the first I'm seeing of is like, so I walk like 7 miles a day to work and back.
Hey.
So yeah, I can definitely
Hey, let's
I
go.
can help up I can help
Yes.
those numbers.
Yes.
So I do have like my own, like the iPhone like basic fitness app, and I remember like taking pictures like typical day of esports would be like 14 miles. I walk just like around the arena, around campus, stuff like that.
Yes.
So I don't know if you guys are ready for Ferris State. So that's all I'm saying. Yeah, no, it's good to see stuff like this because that's one of the things we do promote in our program. It's like, hey, look, go touch grass, like go outside, go walk around. You'll feel better. You'll play better. You'll feel better about yourself. So, yeah, no, it's something that we're definitely focusing on a lot more this year. So
Nice. Yeah. I just threw up a poll in chat for fun
okay,
because there's a little chat thing. Thank you, Sari, for the sub. Big appreciate you. I tried to talk some smack on Twitter this morning about my fitness stuff, and then Sari went and uploaded her morning workout, and Esports and Coffee just skyrocketed to the top. So I spoke a little too soon, but it's not a sprint. It's a marathon, and guess what? I'm training for a marathon, and the point system really rewards running heavily. So I'm feeling good about this. We're just gonna keep at it. It's gonna be good motivation, and I'm gonna smoke everyone. You heard it here first. I'm
Okay.
going to smoke everyone. I'm going to take this individual trophy. First place. I'm calling it.
so what is the trophy?
I don't know.
I know Palmer's
Someone
asking
just said
in
it was a
chat.
fun thing. I don't know.
What? We're all super competitive people.
Maybe if I win, I'll just buy my own trophy.
Okay. Because like we're all super competitive by nature. We're literally
I know.
in esports. We're competitive video game people.
I think someone should fund a trophy in something.
Don't look at us. I'm just trying to get them to hire student workers at the moment. Yeah, if I go, yeah, so Adam wants to do a trophy for something that doesn't relate to our actual program. I think my administration would probably lose their mind.
Desk pedal. Does that even count? Is there a desk pedaling activity on that app? That's crazy.
How do you even track that? Because you're not moving.
I
Like,
don't
so you're moving, but you're not moving, right? Because
Well, a lot of those will have like a calorie counter on it.
But how do you track?
Like
The
it's like
phone
no, there's a
moving?
pedal. It's like a piece of equipment
Okay,
that goes under your desk and you pedal. Like I have one that's a stepper
sure.
that I'm trying to sell that I'm selling on eBay, and I had never seen one before, and it has like a little counter screen on there that's just calories. Although that can't be super accurate. It's just a guess.
Sure, but then how does it transfer to the phone?
And then you put it in your
you-
health app under fitness.
You manually enter it.
Yes, which is
You
cheating.
you understand where I'm going with that,
Oh,
right?
It's
Okay.
totally cheating. There's a lot of opportunities to cheat. I did find out this morning after I got out of the shower, I was like, wow, I have a lot of points right now. And I realized that it was automatically uploading my workouts and I was inputting them. So I got double points on the workout app. I deleted them. I'm still in first place, but not as much as I thought. Palmer says we should do one for the GLIAC and have trophies. That'd be crazy. I could do that. I just saw Davenport started their team. I don't know.
Yeah, so I've already walked 3 miles today.
I work at a desk with a walking pad. That's nice.
Trophies trigger you, pogged you. I'm sorry.
Which one? What?
Pogged you.
Trophies. Yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Too
I'm sorry. I'm
soon.
sorry. Too soon. Well,
Unfortunate.
that's it. The winning school could just pay for the trophy.
Yikes. If you win, you can purchase a trophy.
Well, you can put whatever you want on it as well.
Yeah, we'll see. It's only like it's a 34 days challenge, I think. But I'm excited about it. I like the idea, and if there's a lot of people who get involved with it, I think it's a positive thing.
Yeah, I think it's a great community thing, especially for people who are not well known for being super active.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
whole,
Well, Colin Graham at Mizzou is always like, we're doing a lifting challenge. I'm like, I don't want to lift. But can we like have a competition where like me running, I can count that towards
the
something?
thing that I'm good at. Yeah, I
Yeah.
want to compete in the thing I'm good at.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. No
Yeah,
way.
exactly.
You know what? If I can't win, I don't want to play. Does that sound familiar?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
It's literally like
You are now speaking my language. I'm like, I'm doing all this running. Why can't I turn this into a trophy? I get medals at the end of races. Why can't I get trophies? You know?
There's just so much wrong with all of that.
No.
It's like the typical esports thing of just like, if I can't win, I don't want to play. Like I've literally like had kids on like I won't try out unless I know I'm gonna make the team. I was like, we don't cut anybody. He's like, well, I want to make the A team. A team or nothing. I'm like, that's not how this works.
Yeah.
A teams aren't participation trophies. Like they're actually the people who like get on the team. Yeah, no, that's.
I lift spirits. There you go. That's nice.
Can we consider alcohol spirits too? Because
Well, that's what I was thinking. That was my initial thought, and then I was like, no, it's about lifting spirits.
Oh yeah, no, I do. I'm pretty good at that one.
No, I just joined a gym, and they have like a new class of lifting called Run Strong, and it's about like runners lifting. And I did it yesterday. I'm so sore.
Yeah, so I've been seeing a lot of like YouTube videos and stuff on that, just like random ads, like runners workouts. And I'm just like, what?
I'm changing the algorithm for all of Ferris IP. It's just like, oh, runners live here.
It's probably because I just, we're in the same area all the time. It's just sending all of your
It might be.
recommendeds to me.
I think Esports Trophy should. I think Esports Foundry should make the trophy.
I mean, did you just volunteer to pay for it? Because
I don't know.
I would agree.
I don't know. All right. Well, enough of that. Let's I guess, esports news. The Esports World Cup just wrapped up. I didn't watch any of it.
Same.
All right, cool. Jacob did.
No, so there's like some cool stuff like esports I haven't seen in a while, like StarCraft and stuff. Like seeing how they did that. I think that there is, a lot of desire for like a nation versus nation esports tournaments, right? They, Overwatch does it. So it's one of those things like I think that's a cool idea. I think that this in particular tournament was bad, and I hated just about everything about it. Especially with like individual teams representing from different regions who weren't actually like part of different nations, and it didn't feel like a World Cup. It just felt like another international tournament, right? With a bunch of people being invited, obviously. So yeah, the production was good. Flash, you could just say stuff.
Yeah.
You don't have to type it in a chat. I mean, we see it either way.
What's
but,
your
like,
take?
Yeah, no. The production was really cool for it. I like the trophy and the concept of it, of like crushing stuff and putting it in the wall. Like that stuff is cool. I think that even with like tournaments and competitions that are bad, you can still take some good out of it. As far as like these are the cool things that they did, even though the tournament like was not great. This was the coolest, the crushing the trophies and everything else, putting it in the wall. I think having a memorialized like tournament event of like who won and everything else is a really cool idea as well. Like a physical like location people can go and visit and stuff too. So I liked all of those things. I just think it's probably extremely difficult to replicate without the kind of money that the Esports World Cup had.
True.
So
true. Yeah, I did some remote editing photo wise for it, like for media days, and they paid very well. So yeah.
So they also, I don't know if they like flew out streamers to promote it. So
did
like,
they?
Yeah, so like Tyler won and had his own little competition thing, and Esports World Cup flew him, like Broken Blade, a bunch of like the EU streamers out to Saudi to compete in the new, because the new Saudi server kind of just opened up. NA. So like to promote all of that, the Esports World Cup like flew them out there to compete and stuff.
So one of the James Fudge, who's a reporter for an esports reporter, he said that he got flown out and the flight was like $1,700, and then the Four Seasons Hotel, which is where I guess a lot of people were being put, was $700 a night, and the government paid for it, like all of it.
That's insane.
Like, and that's just one reporter.
Yeah.
Like, they obviously flew out a ton of people. I know the media staff, there was like 6 photographers, and that's just photographers. And then you have like all production staff. Like ESL was, I think, most of the people who did the production, obviously, because they're owned by the government or whatever, the investment firm. But yeah, we're talking like crazy fantasy money, like no.
It gives me the crypto
budget.
vibes all over again, though. Where like crypto events were like hosting all these
Yeah.
really big tournaments and just throwing tons of money at people, and you go,
Yeah.
I'm uncomfortable with this kind of spending.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think there's a lot to be said with like the sports washing and like a lot of people not feeling safe going there. Like all of that garbage aside, like if it's just the crypto money thing, like I think it's cool to watch what we could do if money was no object.
Sure, absolutely.
Like that's
Yeah.
kind of exciting, but like, yeah, business mind and like sustainability mind, you're like, this is just fake, inflated,
Yes,
you know?
extremely.
So it's like, I'm kind of the opinion of like, enjoy it while it's here in some of those regards. Cause we've seen venture capital money come in, make some cool stuff and then disappear. Then we've seen, crypto money come in, do some cool stuff and then disappear. So it's like, how many more of these are going to happen?
You know, the sports teams coming in, buying a bunch of
Yeah.
stuff, and then
And I think
not
they
knowing
did
what
some
they're
cool
doing.
stuff. Like they
Yeah.
obviously did not create a sustainable feel or industry, and probably left it worse off than
Yeah,
they did before.
yeah,
But they
league-
did some cool stuff.
League is
Like,
definitely worse off right
But
now.
yeah, I don't think you could argue that they didn't do some cool stuff.
Sure, yeah, and you can take away those positives and stuff. And I mean that's
But
similar.
I'm digging for good stuff also.
I mean that's similar. Like what we teach all of our students for all the events we do. Okay, what were the good things that we did? What were the bad things we did? What can we repeat and stuff like that? So for all
Right.
the events that we go through. So as long as the industry keeps doing stuff like that, and we can take like the good stuff from this tournament, be like,
Yeah.
okay, the physical like trophies, everything, the crushing, the emotional stuff, all of that was really fun. Bringing a bunch of teams that don't normally compete against each other to
True.
compete against each other for a tournament. I wasn't a huge fan of the $1 million prize pool. I think that's kind of
Oh, yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Like that's, but yeah, no. Again, I wouldn't say a great tournament. The competition wasn't exactly the best for most of the games that I, cared about.
Fair.
But no, I mean it was interesting nonetheless to see the concept.
Yeah.
So
Fair. And Palmer brings up, I mean, yeah, definitely a good point about sad. What is sad is the overinvestment makes sponsors less likely to want to be involved because they know they can't scale it to that level. I mean, yeah, part of that is that it's also like what's the return? So they overhyped something, then you look at the numbers after and you're like, oh, well, we overpaid. From a sponsorship perspective, we didn't get what we wanted, so then they're very apprehensive of continuing their involvement in esports.
but
And that's definitely true.
there are things they can invest in that are in the esports space. They're sustainable.
Yes, they
have
could.
brands behind it, like colleges and universities. All right, sorry, that's my rant.
Yeah, but we've seen that in esports of like when certain sponsors have come in and esports isn't in its entirety has been ruined in their eyes because of one failed event or whatever
or a
it
bad
is.
actor, or
Right.
yeah.
Right. All right, enough about esports World Cup. Let's talk. All right, first start of the semester. We got a lot of competitive options out there, folks. We thought it was going to be less, and it has become just as well, either the same amount or more, especially with the split of Nace and Playfly. Kyle, we have here at Ferris about 200 students involved in the competitive side of esports, a number of each of teams in each game title. What leagues are you looking at right now, and how are you like? Why are you looking at those leagues?
So, literally, my biggest determining factor is like one form of payment, not individually having to pay for each team to enter, which was like our biggest concern, because if we have 200 kids and some of them play on multiple rosters, like that, we're looking at like 30, 40 teams, right? Even for like 5-man games.
Yeah.
Between that and then also the days of the week the games are on, because we have 30 PCs, we can't have more than 30 kids playing at once. We have 10 PCs in a practice room on the other side of campus, but
Right.
no one ever really plays from there. It's just like a practice room and people are practicing during game time, stuff like that. So the individual, like what day each game is on, like Overwatch is one of our biggest game titles, so we actually can't have anything else going on Overwatch day, and so it's just juggling all of that. we even have so many teams for Overwatch and Valorant that we have to actually put them in different leagues that have that game on different days, because we have more than 30 people participating in that individual game.
Dang.
That we actually have to have Valorant 2 nights a week. We have to have Overwatch 2 nights a week. We have to make sure that Rocket League isn't also playing with Overwatch or with Valorant or like with anything else. So that is our biggest problem. Is like there are 14 esports titles that we currently participate in, and there's only 7 days in a week.
Yeah.
So there's titles like League where they have it 2 days a week sometimes, or in certain leagues, and we just can't. That's not sustainable for us, right? That we can't have one game playing twice a week, even if it is for 4 weeks, for 6 weeks, whatever. And yeah, it's a lot. So we're playing in ECAC. We'll probably play at least one title in NECC, and then both Playfly and Ace will also have teams in it as well for various games. Again, it's one of those things like we have. So then we also are in collegiate fighting games for our fighting game teams. They're Midwest R6 for our R6 team. Like we're looking at like 5 different leagues that we're competing in next year.
Yeah.
Again, 7 days a week, like 40 plus teams, and yeah, it's crazy. I'm trying to balance it all before we start the rescheduling season, because then the reschedules happen and it's even crazier for us. So yeah, I'm stressed out and also looking forward to just getting all of this done.
Yeah.
So
Here's Palmer question. Is it better to have leagues to fill the week for your teams and take some less seriously for scrim purposes, or is it better to play 1 or 2 leagues and find scrims when you need them?
it depends on how many teams you have. So for all of our teams, we require them to practice at least 1 day a week.
Got it.
So then they also have games 1 day a week. So our requirement is that 2 nights a week you're participating with your team, right? That is our only requirement that we have, other than being a full-time student.
Correct.
And some teams don't practice, but for the most part, our A teams follow that.
Right. Yeah, and I guess to reiterate, we're not having any of our teams play in all 4 of those leagues.
Correct. No.
It's one team is playing in one of those leagues, but in order to fulfill all, like to find a league for all of our teams, we have to be involved in 4 different leagues.
Correct. Like last year, we had 6 Valorant teams.
Yes.
We had 7 Overwatch teams. It's one of those things where like, we have 30 PCs. Nothing can happen on that day, so then we have to organize. Sometimes we have 2 Valorant teams play this day and 2 Valorant teams play, whether it was NACE Varsity or Varsity Premier, Varsity Plus, whatever. They played on a different day. Right. So yeah, it was a lot of juggling, and it still is, and that's why I appreciate people have these different leagues having the same game on different days.
Yeah.
So it makes it easier for us to juggle everything.
Right. Yes. So for a smaller program, yeah, I'm always in the boat of 1 or 2 leagues tops.
Sure.
But
makes it easier with payments and
yeah.
everything else.
Yeah, and not burning out, etc. It's just we have to utilize 4 different leagues in order to be able to
Service
find
all of our
a league
students.
for one
Correct.
team. But yeah, we have a lot of different teams. Do you try and stagger times for teams in the NACC since there isn't a default time?
Generally, yes. It's on the team leaders, and each individual team has their own schedule and stuff like that. All of our team leaders report to like a game manager. So our game manager is like responsible for all the Valorant teams, all the Overwatch teams. We do that for our bigger teams just because we have 5 team leaders trying to communicate. Everyone's having games on one day, kind of things. So like I said, we have 30 PCs so that we can do most of the teams at once. But rescheduled days are pretty crazy for us. Weekends and Fridays are our rescheduled days. Yeah. So it's one of those things where like if we can do it on Fridays, awesome. If we can do it later, if we can do it earlier, awesome. But for the most part, we have an extremely hard time rescheduling our games, especially for those teams.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, this is.
It's a different structure. I mean,
I don't recommend this.
Yeah,
this is not something you should shoot for.
It's very much been built to give as many students an opportunity to compete as physically possible. So Ferris has always been like a very much student focused program and student focused esports venture, and it's growing. Over 200 students expected this fall. So yeah. With so many teams, how do you handle live streaming production side to highlight those teams?
So A teams always get priority. Where unless like so all of our teams know going in that like A teams are our priority to stream. Like we always stream. So like Valorant, we could be streaming 3 nights of just Valorant, but then the B team could still be playing after the A team is done. We just don't cut to them. It's one of those things where if we have no A teams playing, we can just bounce around to whatever. If the B team Valorant team playing the B team Call of Duty team, we do our best to stream as many teams as we can. But all of the players know going in that our stream resources go to our A teams. Right. We had talked about having a B stream, but the Cairo system necessarily can't handle it. We have vMix stuff that we can technically run everything through, but then it's getting the students to run that production, and it's again, I'm managing 40 student workers and 200 kids on rosters as a grad student with 15 credits this semester. So, yes, I sleep sometimes.
I would say, adding a B stream is low priority. I think right now we're trying to get our initial system set up, and then we have one caster room and then one production studio, so running 2 streams out of both of those spaces at the same time would be pretty crazy. And we're already streaming. Last year we were streaming like 5 nights a week, so 6 nights a week.
Yep.
And that is not my expectation moving forward, especially since we're hiring a part-time person to be in charge of esports technically. We're already way too stretched thin. But we have some great student workers and student volunteers that help.
Yeah, that are willing to learn literally anything. Yeah. Like I can sit a kid in front of the Cairo system and spend 20 minutes just going super basics, like just push these buttons. Most of our stuff is super simplified as well. For the Cairo system, you push one button for the stream, you push one button for the casters, and then one button for BRB. Yeah. It may be in different spots, but like it's just 3 buttons, right? So we've dumbed it down enough that we can put just about anybody in the chair and just be like, okay, this is what you're doing. What does my typical work schedule look like? I can go first if you want to go after. But so I wake up, 8. I go to work and I'm at work by 9, and then I'm usually leaving about midnight 1 a.m. every day. So I might go ahead and add the fact that this is a part-time job hosting as well. No. So I do this because I know how much it means to me as a student, as well as how much I know it means to the kids in the program. So I don't mind me taking on an extra workload so that they can continue to do the things they enjoy. And college is tough, and this is a lot of the kids' like outlet and their free time and their enjoyment. So I'm just doing my best to make sure that they can keep doing that and having the best experience in college as they can, even if it means I gotta sleep a little less. So. Like, do I being held hostage? Did you not switch the camera over or something, Flash? What was going on? Like,
I would say that, like, for me, I used to, like, the first position I worked at, like, and I was full-time. Like, I worked 60 hours a week, but I realized eventually that wasn't the way to do it. And that whether it was, like, finding other people to fill in holes or lowering the expectations that I put onto myself, like it didn't make sense for me to work 60 hours a day for the rest of my life. So whether that meant like we weren't streaming every night or I was going to come into work later than I was, that's kind of the direction I headed. But like when I was at Aquinas, I had the same feeling. It's like, if I don't work right now, like no one's going to get this stuff done, and it's for the students. But I'd argue that that was a tough time mentally for me. So, and I think the 60 hours a week definitely hurt for that.
I can sleep when I get old, you know?
Yeah. Well, so. I'd push back a little bit because I hear this all the time from people of like this 60-hour work weeks. I'm like, who's expecting you to do that? And if we really get down to it, like no one is except yourself. Like no one at Ferris or anyone who in this chat who's working 60 hours would admit to their bosses expecting them to work 60 hours. Now, your bosses don't understand what is necessary or what you want to get out of the job. I would say that like me starting to do productions and streams at Aquinas, like my boss didn't care if we ever did that.
Sure.
But I personally wanted to do that for a variety of reasons. And there's this battle between our own expectations, what the institution's expectations are, what students' expectations are of you, and what the program would be doing, that just aren't aligned all the time. And I think some of that is educating admin, some of that is educating students, some of that is just like advocating for yourself too. But there's a lot of people who are working 60, 70 hours. Yeah, I don't know.
Are you trying to tell me to stop right now? Is that what's going on?
Right now, go home and sleep. Yeah. No, that's what I would push back on some of the folks. And maybe it's just like, I don't know if it's necessarily we have to think more creatively in the space of like, how do we, because I know for me, like at Aquinas, I was running the productions, but in reality, I could have probably found a student that could run productions. And did I need to be there every night to run these productions? Maybe not. I did it. But
yes, and I still do it. Yes.
Yeah. I don't know. You've got some amazing students on campus who can run the Kairos without you here.
Sure. Yeah, but I feel better if I'm here for that. I totally
get
right?
that. I get that.
So
I've been there, and I mean I ran productions at Florida Southern too, because I don't know.
No, I mean like I totally trust Flash here to be able to do it. I trust Elo to do it. I trust a bunch of our production kids who do it regularly, Poland, Mike. I don't want to like leave anybody out when I'm naming people here, but there are still like that one issue where like to cause them less stress and them trying to get a hold of me when I'm not working, right? Which is like never. It would just be easier, and also I'm watching the streams anyways, right? So like I could watch it here. So,
Palmer says the BEC, so Big Esports Conference, is implementing a requirement that all matches are streamed or at minimal recorded and posted to YouTube unlisted, so all schools are scoutable like traditional sports. I'm curious your thoughts on this. We've gotten some pushback, but ultimately we were trying to create a level scouting environment. I would be very surprised if anyone was actually scouting to that level at this point in esports. I think it'd be cool to get to that point. And I always know, like for CLOL, we were doing some scouting, and it was so frustrating when you couldn't find matches of your next opponent. I like the idea. And like, I guess the question more from me, the initial question is like, what does a streamer recording look like? Could it just be a player POV? Or are you like talking about a spectator view? Either way, I mean, when you're in a small conference like that, that's where you can do stuff like that. It's like, all right, we're like-minded institutions. We want higher expectations for our league than the national leagues. That's one of those things that like makes sense in a small conference. Could you implement that at a national level? I don't know. We wouldn't want to do that. Ferris, like we would not be uploading every match we have. Now, maybe varsity teams in certain leagues, we could definitely do that. Or like we'll have all of our streams posted, but to put streaming resources, broadcast resources to every stream or every team for every match is bonkers. So we just wouldn't be in that league. No. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
So I know when we were in CVAL, or we were in one of like the playoffs for one of our leagues and stuff, my Valorant team actually asked me to hide our stream VODs so that they couldn't get an unfair advantage because the other team wouldn't stream either, so they couldn't watch. So I understand the competitiveness for like not wanting it. It's different for every game, right? As I tell my players, like it's better to focus on yourself than what the other people are doing. So like if you improve, it shouldn't matter what they're doing, kind of things. But when you get to like a super high level, obviously it matters what they're doing, right? Yeah. So like the super top tier, I get that, and I would want to watch those VODs as myself personally because that's part of what I do is scouting and tendencies, and I'll go back and even watch like solo queue VODs and stuff of people. So I'm all for that. It being it would have to be a requirement then. No, like I'm not super against it. But if every team streams, they should just save the VOD. And I highly encourage everyone to stream in some way, shape, or form because it's good for your program as far as advertising and everything else. So, and your players love it. So my players always complain when they're not getting streamed. So fair. It's one of those things that like they want to get streamed. They want their parents to watch. They want, the people around campus to watch, their friends to watch, their girlfriends to watch, boyfriends, whatever. So, again, we post all our VODs. We have nothing to hide.
Yeah.
So
It's interesting because like just thinking of some of these games, so like Valorant, there's not like an auto cam, so
Mhm.
like you have somebody who has to be like flipping the views while you're doing this stream.
hardest game to spectate, by the way. Just saying, personally, hardest game to spectate.
But if you're like a team that like is super strategic, you could theoretically tell your spectator never look at this person, and you could hide that person's POV. Like I don't know, you come up with the scenario, whether
Sure.
it's your entry fragger or I don't know your what do they call the sneaking guy in CS:GO? Lurker, like a lurker. Yeah. You could just like never show them their POV, and you could hide some information strategically from future people. But yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, like I for playoffs and stuff, sure, but also usually have a week in between your end of your regular season and you start your playoffs, right? So it's one of those things where like you can just get new strats. Again,
True.
if you're playing the same thing every time, isn't it your fault more than every team's fault for scouting it, kind of things?
True.
So yeah, I don't know. But also like patches and stuff changes so much from the start of the year to the end of the year that the game's basically completely different depending on what game. Rocket League obviously isn't super different, but like League, Overwatch, Valorant, all those games with like massive balancing changes throughout the year. You're not gonna be playing the same comp from the start of the season to the end of the season,
Yeah.
right? So it really depends on the game. It depends on the league. It depends on how competitive you are.
Yeah.
All kinds of stuff. So
I generally I do like the idea. I think it makes everything more competitive.
sure.
I think the more information that's out there, the better for the league and for competition. So
And then people will start investing in coaching staff. So I'm all for that.
Maybe.
Never mind. Never mind. I'm all for it. Totally good. We're good. We're good.
yeah. Oh boy, I just got a message from IT, so I was.
Yeah, Boo literally DM'd me. Yeah, I'm sitting next to him.
There's troubleshooting afoot
Yeah.
for IT stuff, so it's fun.
No, I highly recommend any program who doesn't have their own IT person to go find one. To literally find anyone that plays games and be like, look.
Yeah.
So can I come to you with all of our problems? Like my IT guys that I talk to regular are gamers. Like I'm like, you guys complain whatever you want. You help us fix stuff. Like come on in, whatever. So I'm not gonna name them, but they're probably not watching. But if you do see this VOD, thank you. Yes, Overwatch got to be the hardest. I mean, just watch the point, or like the ultimates, or like stuff like that. It's they're Valorant's like people pushing it 2 different times, 2 different spots. The map can be uneven, like on Split, where it's like uneven. You don't know who they look like. They're walking into each other, they're not actually walking into each other. Stuff like that. So
Yeah, it's fun stuff. I don't have anything else on the list. What do we want to talk about? But I will say that I've never been at an institution until this one where esports had a direct connection with IT that wasn't totally more of a headache than the solution. Like I would say that walking in here and seeing how you and Jono like had conversations with IT and like had people who were interested in esports.
Sure.
I never had that at any previous institution, and IT was always like the biggest thorn in my side.
well,
Like, it was so frustrating. And then we'd have conversations about like how they're gamers. And they're like, all right, you're a gamer. How do you not understand what I'm trying to ask you and like why this is so important? Like they couldn't disconnect their gamer brain from their work brain. And I was only getting their work brain on campus. I'm like, no, I need the other part of your brain here. I don't know. That has been my experience.
No, so you went to this last year. We have CEG every year, which is the computer
Right.
gaming enthusiasts or computer enthusiasts group or whatever. I don't know the actual acronym, but like that was started by our IT department, like when they were students, right? So it's one of those things where our IT like literally has a giant 100-person LAN on campus every year for gaming, and it's RT guys and everything. So it's most of them understand and they know. I know I talked to one about Moss for like the anti-cheat. It's literally like taking screen captures of like your game and monitoring macros and inputs and stuff. And we're like, there's no way our IT is going to be cool with this. And they're like, nope, we know this program already. We're good. And I'm just like, well, that's crazy. We literally installed a virus to watch our 16 play. So hi, Mikey. So we have a fair student who is asking why you're not coaching Rocket League this year and potentially League of Legends comeback question.
So, I mean, from a business standpoint and the fair standpoint is I had a 3 credit hour release to coach Rocket League. That is being swapped over to help assist the competitive side of things this year instead of coaching Rocket League. So my time hopefully will be better spent in those regards, helping the overall program than just one team. That's the short answer.
Yes.
The long answer, or the other part, is that like coaching requires me to come to campus 2 to 3 times a week. And right now all my classes are online. I'm trying not to spend 6 hours a week in the car. So
I already told you, just move to Big Rapids, man. It's
a long, I don't know about
such
that.
a nice place here. We have like one McDonald's. Our production guy just gave me the we have like one McDonald's, one Walmart, one Meijer, and then one street that goes through the entire city. And that's welcome to Big Rapids. If you guys are in Michigan, we have a couple events here every year, so feel free to stop by. Don't drive too fast though; you might miss the stoplight. So, culture is everything, especially for ITs and campus and everything else. 1,000% agree. Like I said, our IT guys are all gamers, and for the most part, they're usually pretty good. I haven't had like any crazy interactions like, what do you mean you need to install this? They give all of our, for our arena, they have admin access for our players, so they can install and update whatever they need. So far, no one has abused it, which I am thankful for, but there's always time. It's yours. You forgot the S. Oh, my bad. It's always been just Meyer.
No, it's Myers. No,
I just lost my Midwest card, my Michigan card. My bad.
That's true.
So, Mikey, so you're coming back as the director. So I hear you're getting the part-time esports team coordinator position. Congratulations, Adam.
What? No, not happening. That's funny. What's up, Alfred State Esports? Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Where is Alfred State? Michiganders call it Myers. We always have the S. Absolutely, 100%.
I've lived here my entire life, short of an 8-month period, where I was still speaking English in a different country.
Oh my gosh.
My bad. New York.
Nice.
So the city or the state?
The state.
I guess
is
both is a logical answer. My bad.
Alfred State.
Okay.
Alfred State and Alfred, New York.
But I'm gonna give you the fair state answer, which is Alfred isn't a state.
Oh, true.
Welcome
Alfred
to our
State.
problems.
Alfred is not a state. Same as Ferris is not a state.
Yep.
Yeah. The old Kmart's. Kmart was before my time. I think I went into a Kmart once or twice.
Oh, okay. I'm like, what do you mean it was before your time? I remember it. I'm like, never mind.
I mean, there were Kmart's, but like, I feel like by the time I was like 10, they were going out of business.
They were already out of business by the time you were 10.
All right, perfect. Great. So I'm not crazy.
No.
Good.
There were still a few of them that were around where I was, but it wasn't a ton. So, what do your teams do for fundraising? At the moment, I ask Coach Antor, we need some money, and he tells me no. So right now we have like plenty of ideas as far as like just hosting like small tournaments for students. All of our funding at the moment that is not from our program, we would probably look to our students. We have tried to get outside funding. It has been extremely difficult with the size of our town. We've tried like local restaurants and stuff like that, and they've been interested, but for extremely low sums of money that would not make a difference to our 200-person program. So,
are you asking if Meijer is a grocery store and we're like Target or Walmart?
It's like Walmart, like a superstore.
It's but a nice one. Like I cannot. I mean, Meijer is like heavenly. It's part of the reason why I moved back to Michigan. Who cares?
Okay, you just critiqued me on it, so I'm gonna critique you on it.
No, Meijers is like it's a nice Walmart.
Yeah, yeah.
That's it.
You don't see people of Meijers.
But I worked at Target, and Target doesn't have enough grocery to be considered like a Meijer.
Sure.
Like Target's like is more of like a merchandise store with like a convenience store grocery section,
like
in
a
my
gas
opinion.
station, yeah.
Like,
Like a
even though they
party store
claim they
grocery.
have a full grocery store, like I know how the food came in, like the frozen food and stuff, bakery stuff. Like, nah, we're talking about different things here.
Myers, that's completely different. It's EIJ.
It's Target
yours.
with the full grocery section. Yeah, sure, but yeah, it's local. It's
It's a
made in Michigan.
pseudo Midwest thing.
Yep,
They
starting
have
in Greenville, Michigan,
Yeah.
which is like an hour south of here, and now it's in Michigan and every surrounding state of Michigan.
All the way to Kentucky.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I didn't know
I
it was
used
that
to work
far.
at Meyer. They were opening up the first Kentucky stores when I was there. So this was like almost 10 years ago now. So
Dang.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever been to an HEB. I have been to a. Oh, I forgot what we had in Kirksville, Missouri. Hy-Vee. We had Hy-Vee. Hy-Vee is like Midwest country town grocery,
okay.
but like south of Michigan country. Yes, we had a Hy-Vee. We also had a Walmart and 2 Myers in Kirksville, Missouri. So it's a Big Rapids, but with 2 McDonald's.
Meyer
Yeah.
Esports and the auto industry. What does Michigan need to claim to be the best at?
True. Meyer Esports, the auto industry. I would say that we're not claiming the auto industry anymore. That's my hot
Sure.
take.
We're definitely not claiming football.
Furniture. You forgot office furniture.
Oh yeah, Herman Miller.
Herman Miller.
Thank you, Herman Miller.
Steel case, although.
Steelcase.
Yeah.
Thank you, Steelcase.
Grand Rapids Seating Company used to be huge. Like a lot of metal folding chairs come from there, or did come from there. I don't even know if it's still in existence. What was Hayworth is the other one. All these massive office furniture. DX Racers headquarters is in Detroit.
Uh-huh.
So I mean, we got a pretty good fight for office furniture. Wait, Detroit is the #1 city for tech startups in the world? I did not know that. I would not have guessed that. I would have guessed like Austin.
I mean, I would challenge that. Let me
Or
Google it real
like
fast.
maybe Austin. I'd put Austin as that. That's crazy. We claim Danielle. That's true. We do claim Danielle. She can claim that she's a Florida girl now, but not true. Detroit through and through.
Google
We claim that.
Google just said San Francisco remains the undisputed leader for global startup landscape, increasing its lead over the closest
San
competitor,
Fran.
New York.
San Fran, New York.
So fact checked.
You know what's crazy? Now that we're on this topic, Columbus, Ohio has some crazy companies headquartered there. Abercrombie and Fitch being one of them.
Sure.
Like they're massive fashion.
I'm sure there's a ton
Which
of
is
tax breaks from
crazy.
there.
They
'Cause,
must.
Ohio government's just weird. Everything about Ohio.
I don't know
is
why
weird.
you would want to live in Ohio,
True.
but there are some big companies that are from there, and you're like, wait, they're from there? Why? There must be crazy tax breaks for sure.
We have Eminem. You all lose. I graduated with Eminem's niece. That's my one claim to fame.
That is a pretty cool
So.
claim to fame. Columbus, Ohio has the best potato niche I have ever had in my life. What is a niche? What is a potato niche? I don't even know if I'm spelling it right.
I don't know if you're pronouncing it right.
Yeah, pronounce it right. I don't know. Oh, it's Jewish cooking. It looks really yummy. Looks like a flaky. It almost looks like a. Have you ever a pasty?
Mm-hmm.
It's like So in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, we have these things called pasties, and it's like fluffy pastry with meat and potatoes in it, and it looks the same as this. Although the pasties, I think, are bigger. I think it's very similar to being the same. Oh, a knish. Look at, you didn't even know you were going to get a cultural lesson here on Bantor with Antor, and guess what? You did.
Some Midwest, some
You got some Midwest, some Jewish cooking. You got, man, what a cultural show. Right here in Big Rapids. Big Rapids, Michigan.
The culture epicenter of Michigan, some might add.
Katzinger's Deli in Columbus is S tier. Wow. Okay. I'm adding it to the list. The next time I'm forced to step foot in Columbus, Ohio, I'll check it out.
The next time
It
I'm
might be
forced for
the
gas.
it might be the only positive thing in Columbus. Who knows? Food trucks with Antor. Ooh, we need a remote stream with you guys trying different foods from around the world. That'd be crazy. You know what we should do? We could take this remote with the
Okay.
truck.
Okay.
So our School of Digital Media has a remote truck, broadcast truck. They bring to all our sports games, and then we're bringing it down to Grand Rapids for the Confluence esports tournament in about a month. There's going to be a Smash tournament downtown Grand Rapids that a bunch of colleges are doing, and we're bringing our production trailer. Yeah, Bantor with Antor game day. Ooh.
I'm totally down.
Ooh, we could
I've
do
been
it.
Literally, basically every state except for Hawaii and Alaska, and
We
a bunch
can't
of different
call
countries.
it college game day, can we?
Probably esports game day,
Esports game day?
trademarked.
We could do it. We could totally do it. Collegiate game day.
Oh, that's so close. You can't do that. You can't- No.
We could do this. We could do this the morning of the Smash tournament. That would be kind of cool.
Okay, I'm down.
He's shaking his head yes.
No, I'm
He's
just looking at
nodding
you
his
like.
head yes.
So this is how things work here around Ferris. Okay, we have a great idea. Then everyone goes, "Okay, Coach Mans."
I thought you were going to say, and then we go, all right, who wants to do it? And I was going to be like, no, it's Mans.
I instantly just get voluntold to do stuff, and I go,
yeah, but isn't it cool when we do it?
It sounds like a really sick idea. So,
if anybody in Michigan wants to be involved, maybe sit on the desk or wants to help with, I don't know, running cable. I don't know. Let me know. Palmer, I don't know if you're going to be at Confluence or not. I don't remember which schools are invited. But maybe we need to have like a director's table and we'll have like 4 different people on the desk.
You wouldn't be on it then.
You'll bring Pat McAfee energy. All right. Do we want that?
Look, man, this is your idea. Stop looking for me for
Getting
getting voluntold again.
No, I'm just asking your opinion.
So,
Oh my gosh.
My opinion is that it's a director's table. Neither one of us will be at it.
Oh, well, let's not call it a director's table. Let's call it media personality. I don't know.
Bantor with Antor and Coach Mans
Plus
with guests.
with guests, yes. Yeah. I think that'd be really cool if we did like but we don't have Wi-Fi. We don't have internet there.
I feel like that's something you should probably talk to, TDMP about. Because we're moved to where we're currently moved because we don't have internet.
Let me ask them.
Okay. I saw Bill walking around outside earlier. So
Yeah, I'll ask him if we have like a remote thing. The sad part is there used to be Wood TV had a studio right on the plaza right there, and they just changed it. They must have sold it. Like it's in the art museum, and we could have totally gotten a hookup for internet there. We could have done it in that studio.
So
I don't
I've
know.
never been to Confluence.
Starlink? You've never, but you've been to Rosa Park Circle before.
No, I've literally never.
What?
I've spent very little time in GR because this always happened during the year, and like I had classes I had to go.
But you've never been to downtown GR.
I've been to like the museum there.
Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. Well, there's some cool stuff down there. Starlink. How can you sign up for like a month trial of Starlink?
Don't worry, we have the internet for this.
Okay. Well, I was just gonna ask chat, keep them involved so they don't fall asleep. As we're talking
That's
through
all
this,
non-esport stuff right now.
you can start and cancel anytime. What's the pricing structure on Starlink?
looking right
Because
now.
I've heard it's actually getting really good. Standard kit, $300. Service plan, personal. What's that? $200. On sale now at Costco. Oh, I have a Costco membership.
How is this the first time you've ever told me about that?
You didn't know? Oh yeah, I have a Costco membership. Well, my girlfriend has a Costco
There you
membership,
go, there
so I
you
can't go
go.
by myself.
There you
But she loves Costco, and we live right by it. So
Uh-huh.
we literally, like, if I said, "Can we go to Costco?" she would be so
Absolutely,
happy.
let's go.
Oh, she'd be so stoked. Yeah, we go probably every other week at least. Their pizza is cheap and fantastic. I will say, their hot dog and drink is still $150. If anyone's looking for a real cheap meal.
I remember seeing a YouTube video about that, and that was it.
Yeah, so we should mini roam 50 gigs. We wouldn't need more than 50 gigs, right? Mobile regional. I'd have to look at these. I think this could be the option.
Okay. Yeah, no,
That'd be interesting. All right.
I'm just,
Well, we'll look into that. If
point
anyone
you-
has experience with Starlink,
Yeah.
let me know. Hey, what's up, young Blake? Thanks for popping in. Yeah. What else do we need to talk about? It's 2:00. We've been on for an hour.
Yeah, I mean that's good. We prolonged the show longer than I thought we were going
Oh,
to. So I'll just say that right now because we
Hey.
had 3 things on the list. I'm like, so I told Antor, I'm like, okay, I'm coming in, we got to do show notes. He goes, all right, what do you want to talk about? I was like,
no.
we
I
got
said
like
I was
nothing
gonna work
going
on it.
Yeah,
There wasn't a ton of drama this week, which is
No.
good. It's good for esports, not good for banter with Antor. But we filled an hour. We had our little agenda here. We talked about other stuff, and it's been fun. I will say, people keep asking when they can come on to banter with Antor. Once we figure out the IT stuff that we're currently experiencing, I'm going to spend an afternoon to figure out how we're going to get call-in guests. And once we do that, the floodgates are open. Okay. Yeah. As both of these folks in the room stare at me with the evilest stares because they think they're going to have to be in charge of that. I'm like, no, I will spend an afternoon. We'll figure it out.
And then when you have questions, you're gonna come to me.
Well,
for
yeah,
it.
but
And then I get volatile again to do stuff. Yeah, crazy. It's almost like I can predict the future right
oh, Palmer, it's not that type of. It's more how do we integrate a call into our studio technically. So not like, yes, we could use Ninja. We have vMix, so we could use vMix call. It's the how do we feed in and out audio. So like our audio is going through an audio mixer that goes to there.
now. It goes to
I
the stream
think
PC.
a laptop plugged into the audio mixer will work. I think, but there will be some routing to route our mics to the PC, and then taking that audio and bringing it back, like taking the caller's audio and bringing it in, but then taking the caller's video would be a different connection.
So I don't even want to think about
We're
that.
we're working through it. What mixer do you use? We have a Cairo system.
No, so our soundboard is a minus
Oh.
something.
We have a very fancy audio mixer.
305, I believe.
You could.
352. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Go ahead and rotate the
We'll
camera.
show you
around.
the mixer we've got.
Okay, you're going over my head.
It's definitely not a podcasting mixer.
We're not sponsored by Aquafina.
So we have this audio mixer here.
Which is entirely IP based, which is the greatest time ever.
Yeah. Yeah, which is it's super helpful in a lot of ways, but then also like routing is a little bit like theoretically like
It's
doing a
more
phy-
like
psycho-
network
like a
management.
it's like a philosophy class. I feel like every time I'm working with IP stuff, it's like I know how this would work hardware wise. Now I have to translate it to IP, and then why is it still not working? I don't know. And then I don't know. It's a whole fun stuff. But we have that, and I know there's ways to do it. We just haven't done it before. And with everything new on this whole production studio, like it's just figuring out the best way to do it.
Well, I mean, it's new. The person that was trained on it doesn't go here anymore, Jono, and everyone's like, just learn it. And I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. I'll just do that in between 15 credits and running an esports program and productions and
Yeah. I think it's fun when we have time to figure out. The possibilities are endless. It's just finding time. And
Yeah, I mean,
that's mainly me just not finding time.
I drew it out theoretically, but it also looks like a spaghetti mess because of the way that these are individual inputs, and then the PC would have to be another input, and then also putting our audios into the PC input, and it makes my brain hurt.
Yeah, it's just thinking. Yeah, Palmer, I'll definitely. I'm interested in this idea. I think you should take a visit to us anyway, because I think we have a lot of cool hardware. I mean, obviously, we have a ton of cool hardware, and we're only scratching the surface. So, would love to host you. It'd be cool. If you got any plans to already be on the west side at some point. Cool.
Anywhere but MSU, I'm down to visit. I know they're not taking that
Totally
personally.
agree. I totally agree with him. Totally agree. I've been to MSU a couple times, and you can skip it. Just skip it. Just drive on over.
I mean, I was there once about 10 years ago.
What I do need to do is get reconnected with Luke at CMU and see what he's up to, because I think he's up to some new stuff. Like I think he has more new scholarships and stuff.
Yeah.
Luke was at Missouri Western, and he came back to Michigan, and he's at CMU, Central Michigan, doing a lot of cool stuff, and that's kind of by us.
Yeah, I see him in GLIAC meetings occasionally.
Yeah, interesting.
So,
Hmm.
because No,
They're not in the
They're not
GLIAC.
GLIAC, never mind.
They're in the MAC
Yeah, I've seen them.
in something.
Yeah, bandwidth pool maybe.
That might be true.
Sorry.
All right, should we wrap this up?
Yeah, we're good.
We
got
got to get back to work. We got to go fix some IT stuff.
Oh boy.
I have to go fix some IT stuff. Man says other stuff he's got to do. I want to shout out our amazing producer over in the corner, Jacob. You're a junior technically, but he's in our capstone and practicum for the esports management or esports production major this year. So you're going to confuse me, but shout out to him for helping out as always. And Mans, thank you for joining me as always.
Of course.
And we will be back next Tuesday. This is weekly. We keep saying that and then skipping, but like this is now weekly
because we're in the actual school year now.
So put it on your calendar, and when Nace starts doing stuff, we're gonna be talking about it on here while the competition council of Nace is in their meeting, so they can't listen. So this will be a safe space for us to banter. All right, but appreciate everyone for stopping by. Have a great start of your semesters, and I am looking forward to hearing about everything you guys are doing. And we'll be back next week. Cool.
See ya.
See ya.